just got the access to Codex, and what first of all I wanted to try is to see if it is possible to generate validation functions with this tool. So make a function to validate email. Seems like a pretty valid function. Make an array with 10 random emails, 10 random unique emails. Oh, that's cool. It's validating email with that function. .com. All right. Display on screen a list of emails from the emails array. Seems like pretty valid emails. And it's validating the emails with the function it just created, so I would say it's quite a success. So make a function to validate name. Let's have it general, just the name. Alright, so it accepts any English letters from all capital or not capital. Alright. Make a function to validate human full name. Validate human name. Enters the name. It accepts letters and spaces. Okay, it seems good. Make a function to validate credit card number. Alright, so it accepts 16 numbers. Alright, sounds reasonable. What else? Make a function to validate country code. ISO country code. Let's go. Okay. Make an array with all possible international standard country codes. ISO country codes. Let's go. Country codes. That's perfect. I think everyone would just waste some time Googling out these things, so you can just have this tool on the side and generate these things. And it seems to work pretty well. All right, I wonder how many items we have here. We can actually just do 4, 8, 9. Sounds reasonable. All right, then make a function to validate a country code by country codes array. Test code and country index of. That's just great. Make a function to validate phone number. Let's see what it will provide for this. 0 to 9, so all the numbers, 10 numbers. Yeah, seems good. But I wonder how about the plus sign and international codes like so, or for America like +1. So make a function to validate international phone number. Okay, so it asks for plus, then 1 to 3 numbers, then all right, seems pretty good. Make an array of 30 random unique international phone numbers. All right, and it's using again the validation function. That's cool. Oh, it's still working. It shows that it's still working, but let's give it a moment. I guess we can just open a new tab. Okay, make a valid f function to validate. What else do we want to validate in the forms? Name, surname, email, phone number, card number, country code, country name, full English country name. No, it's just to validate pin code. Phone numbers, pin code. Let's go like this. Okay, that's easy. To validate phone number pin code. Yeah, but it was not validating that those are actually numbers. Make a function to validate phone numbers pin code, and if there are any strings, convert those to numbers. Numbers pin splits %, numbers length 4. That's interesting. Okay, make a function to validate hex color code. Hex CSS color code. So it could be 7, and the beginning is this one, but so it would accept like something like this, and this is definitely not a valid hex code. Make a function to validate hex color code and validate that all numbers are within hex range. Yeah, let's go with numbers. Let's see what it will go. %16, all right. Numbers equals substring 1 split. Okay, so it will remove the hex in this one in the front. Number return parse, return color length 7, numbers length 3, and numbers. Every number is between those. Yes, sounds correct, except it is now not validating that the first symbol is this one. Make a function to validate RGB color code. Color length 11, so it would be a GB like so, something like this. So let's go It is definitely not looking for the letters in front, but it is substringing 4 split by comma, function %, and then color length 11. What's the length of this thing? It's 16, but if you would remove 4, it will be 12. It does not seem to be correct. Let's try it out. Here's a valid color, and then we will pass RGB like so, and it's false. Okay, then make an array of 10 unique random RGB color codes. Math random for index, that sounds good. Display list on screen of all the colors. Alright, then display another list with only band codes, color codes. Display another list with only valid color codes. Let's see what it will give. Colors. It's generating colors, create color, but it is not using the isValidColor function. Okay. Clear all. Okay. Document body first child, document body remove child, document body first child. Okay, that's interesting. We can click, of course, declare all. Make a function to validate. Let's see what else contains. Let's see. Make a function to validate if string contains letters A, B, and C. A, B, C. Okay. A and C at least once. All right. If make a function to validate if string contains letters A, B, C at least once, and do not ignore the case. Do not ignore the case, and it is lowering. So, okay, anyways, but it was close enough. Equals if the string matches the comparison. Make a function to validate if string matches the comparison. Yep. After, make a validation function. Make a function to validate if the string is a date that's after the specified date. Fair enough. This, I'm pretty sure it will go well. Alphanumeric. Make a function to validate if the string contains only alphanumerics. A to Z, and 0 to 9, at least once it's correct. Let's go. Make a function to check if the string contains only. Alright. I'm not sure about those codes, but seems good. But let's see. Validate 7, and let's put in some reading length. String match. Oh, okay, so it is not checking, cannot read the property of null. No, it's true, but it is not catching the error. How about make a function to check if a string contains ACI chars only, and make sure to always return true or false, and never throw an exception. Here it goes. Try. Return false. Return. This one seems much better. Okay, validate 8. Validate 8. It's true, and if we will add, that's false. Okay, sounds like a good function, and it seems like you always need to tell something like this, like make sure it always returns something and never throws an exception or something else. Is base. Let's go. Make a function to validate, to check if a string is base, and make sure to always return true or false and never throw an exception. Let's go. Okay, so I'm looking for base 32. Okay. I'm not sure if that's correct, but it seems so. String to base 32. Convert that line. Let's go. Okay, let's see if this will validate. Validate 9. False. That's interesting. Probably is not mocking as it should. Let's see what else we can check if a string date that's before the specified date. Okay, let's try this once again, but a bit differently. Make a function to check if the string is a date that's before the specified date, and ask the input specified date optionally, or just use current date. Always return Boolean, never throw. Return dates, new date. Let's try again. Make a function to check if a string is date that's before the specified date and ask it to specify date optionally, or just use current date always. Now, make a function which accepts x and y and return sum of those. Check if both are numbers, and if one of those is not a number, default to 42. Alright, I was expecting a bit different, but that's totally correct. Make a function which accepts x and y and return sum of those. Check if both are numbers, and if one of those is not a number, default that variable to 42. Okay, I guess it's not a success. Bank identification code or Swift code. Let's try. Make a function to check okay, so Swift code letters, 6 letters, then easy bank Swift code example. Okay, so these are so what's this Swift code? Here it goes. Right. Okay, let's take Swift code is valid 14. True. 6 letters, then letter number. It seems good enough. I don't know. Boolean. Check if a string is Boolean. Make a function to check if a string is a Boolean. A JavaScript type. That's some broken English. No. Make a function to check if variable type is Boolean. Type of. I would do it in a different way, but I guess so. Yeah, it's Boolean. I was wondering, I never use type of Boolean, I would just go with Boolean function. Native function is. Okay. Make a function to check if the string is Bitcoin address. Okay. Make a function get price. That's cool. And get live price from some API. Make a function to get current price from the OpenAI. Let's try to clear all, refresh, and now I'm talking. Okay, so play on screen current Bitcoin price. Add current price to the header. Add current. No. Use get the price to get the actual price and add the number to the header. Let's restart. Get current, make a function to get current price from the OpenAI and display the result on the screen. So where's the result? Save price result to variable and display value in div. Undefined. Great. Probably because it's price div. But the call seems good enough. Anyways, what else we could validate is byte length. Check if the string length, credit card, currency code. Make a function to validate the currency code. Okay, make an array of all codes. So I think it's Codex is really good to generate such arrays, but I feel like the array should be much bigger. Or maybe not, I don't know. How many? Oh, there. 180, I'm saying. And that's definitely not 180. Make an array of all wallet currency codes. Well, it's not doing that for any reason. What else? Oh yes, make a function to check if string is valid URL. This is tough because URLs could be really different. OIP, port and path, query string, fragment locator. Okay, let's check. Let's validate some URLs. Let's define this query a bit better. Make a function to check if string is valid HTTPS URL. Okay, so it's checking for the HTTPS. Then it's getting the domain name of at least 2 symbols, or IP address, port, which seems quite interesting. I'm not sure why these are here, but okay, query string, fragment. Okay. Alright, seems good enough. Make a function, check if if a string is a valid date and it is provided in format. Is validate string. I have a feeling that's not valid, but validate. Okay, so I was saying that I will provide like so. The second was month. Okay, 12. 1, 0. True. True. False. All right. True. It's not possible. But it's really not that bad. Oh, it's requiring 1290, not like so. So that's false, but that's good enough. Okay. Interesting. Is decimal. Check such as go. Make a function to check if string represents a decimal number. 0 to 9, okay. Seems like a good function. Is valid decimal. So if I will pass in 1, that's true. What about that's true? Okay, so because it's not checking for them. But like false, true, false, false. It's good function. Divisible by. All right, make a function to check if the string is a number that's divisible by another. So the number validation is exactly the same, and then parse float and tries to, yep, seems good. European article number, I have no idea what's that. Sample, article number, barcode, the first digit is always placed outside the symbol, additional, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's see. Make a function to check. Button seems good enough. Then make a function to validate that jQuery is loaded. That's cool. And make a function to validate that specific user provided URL to script file is loaded on screen. Pardon that now. Make a function to check if page is loaded. Set state complete. All right. Make a function to check if user is active on site. Okay, that's epic. Make a function to check if user is actively using the site. Let's try again. Make a function to check if user is moving a mouse. If user was moving the mouse within last 30 seconds or clicking any keyboard buttons. Last mouse move, last key press moves mouse move timeout, key press timeout. Now it's now minus last mouse timeout. Seems usable, kind of cool. Make a function to display snow particles all over the site. Okay, it's just providing the Snowflake class name, but it is not actually making that. It provides the animation, which is random. Okay. Add this image to the screen and apply class name. Oh no. Add this image to div with class name Snowflake. Please record the issue. Okay, let's try again. Let's continue with validation. Is email that is good. Check if the string has a length of 0. Make a function if the string is longer than and less than perfect. Make a function to check if provided object contains only attributes foo and bar. If object foo and bar, no, to make a function to check if provided object has on the no. I guess you need to use some different language, change the words. Ethereum is empty, is float. The main name is full width, half width. Oh yes, make a function to get SHA-1 of the string. I highly wonder if this function exists. It's not. Make a function to generate MD5 hash from the input. Make MD5 hash function with JavaScript. That's interesting. Definitely not correct function. I think that stuff should be like much longer. The national bank card, identity card, values, IP address. Make a function to check if provided string is valid IP4 or IP6 address. Is valid IP4, IP6. Sample IP6. Oh well. Still going. Oh, it's failed. So I guess it's too long. Okay, make a function to validate IP4. Okay. Is valid IP4. That's valid. That's not valid. Seems not that bad. How about make a function to validate the IP6? Can do it without IP4 on the same function. What else do we have? Here's a JSON. Let's check. No, it failed. I guess it too much code for the single run, that's why. Let's refresh. Make a function to validate if input is a valid JSON, always return true or false, never throw. That's correct. That's exactly what I was expecting. Like so. Make a function to validate if input is valid. Play ISIS. Okay, let's try that. So, okay. False. Make a function to validate if input is valid JFD token string. It's doing the same thing. Okay. Make a function to check if that's a valid coordinate. This seems good. Parse float. Seems like a good function. Is that long? True. That's perfect. In length. Okay, let's see. Make a function to check if the string is length falls in the range. Options is an object which defaults to min. Note this function takes account surrogate pairs. I'm not sure about those, but let's try this. Options. That's cool. Option max seems like very valid code. Is length 3 letters, then min is 1, for false 3, max is 1, 2, 3. That's totally valid code. That's insane. How about 3? Okay, what about length? Let's clear it out, refresh the page to make sure that we start fresh. Make a function to check, okay, and accept only string types. Not string, return false, everything else, that's good. Its license plate is local. Here's lowercase. Perfect. It's MAC address. yeah, you need to put everything in one line. Check if the string is MAC address. Option is an object which defaults to no separator false. If no separator is true, the value will allow MAC address without separators. Also, it allows the use of hyphens. Function option no separators. Text test string. Oh, okay. So it's, let's see, but seems promising. Is MAC, and then we provide, let's provide that. One, two, three, four, five, and it's saying that it is false. So I guess it's not good. No separators. Oh, it's okay. Separators. So it's not good. False. Okay, so it is expecting to get dashes or commas, but no spaces. But it's close enough. We could just enter edit this code a little bit and it would just work like so. So it's way better than just write all that mess. Magnet URI. I'm not sure about the magnet URI format, but okay. Make a function to check if this thing is magnet URI. Yeah, I think like something like this. Okay, MD5 hash. Please note that you can also use it to keep in mind some collision weakness compared to other. Okay, check if a string MD5 hash. Yeah. Beam type. Check the string. Make an array with top and popular meme types. Okay, so application JavaScript is there. I'm waiting for the JPEG PNG. I think it will fail because there's too much code. Check if meme type is image type. Yeah, it failed because too much code. Image, that's perfect. It's actually using a bit more, but you can just edit this code and limit to that whatever images you wish. But it is a great starting point. Mongo ID. Sample Mongo ID. I'm not active user of this, so let's see how it looks. Okay, so it should be hex string. Seems good. Oh. Okay. I'm not sure about this though, but it seems like it is using the same like ACII is numeric. Check if string contains only numbers. This should be easy. Yeah. Octal numbers, passport number, passport. Check if part is in valid part range. I made a typo, but it's still good. Okay. Postal code. Seems good enough. MGB, some point. Yes, that's correct. Is luck. Dash letters numbers. Good enough. Check if parser is strong or not. I'll allow. Let's take it all. Just we need to provide it as a single line. All right, so the options: min length. Well, a lot of options. That's cool. That's really cool. I'm not going to test it out, but it seems like cool code. Is tax ID. Check if the given value is where tax ID. Okay, I'm not sure about those. URL. UUID. Check. Version 3.4.5. Version 3. Seems like a valid. I'm not sure, but it seems like variable width. Check if is VAT. Let's see, because this is quite often needed. Is valid VAT number if validation visible for the given country code matching ISO. Okay, that's so good. Oh my gosh, that's insanely good, because each country has a little bit different format, and it is really hard to find all of those formats. And I once had to write such function. It was quite a nightmare. It's actually validating each European country for the VAT code. That was insane. Wow. This was impressive. Okay, whitelisted. Partnership. Let's refresh. Okay, let's see. seems good enough. Matches, check match the pattern. Either matches or matches. Okay, let's see. Yep. Synthesize, remove characters that appear in the blacklist. I guess I need Okay, let's provide all the documentation and see what it gives. The person in the blacklist. The characters are used in so we'll need to skip. Okay. Let's do like so. Replace me entities. That's awesome. That's just awesome. So all the things like these, those are usually you need to Google those and you need to find such functions. So you can save some time and just take that function from the codex. But yeah, trim characters from left to right. Alright. Let's see if it will do the thing, but it seems like possible. Trim. Okay, so the string is like AA, hey, BB. And the chars, what do I need to provide? Chars, let's provide just A. Hey, BB. That's perfect. Left trim. Oh, it is just from the left side. That's really cool. Trim characters from left, from both sides of the input. Trim. Left trim, right trim, but it is not defining the right trim. Okay, so let's do like so. Left, right side. Replace. Yep. Okay, now you have 3 functions and you can use those. That's really cool. Normalize. Okay, that stuff. Let's try to feed all of this. That domain seems promising. Okay, so it's not checking for the each, but it's just getting the lowercase true or false, and that's it. Lowercase, local part lowercase, remove dots, remove subaddress. Gonna Google mail.com. Seems good. Seems useful, like a starting point for sure. Right trim, we already tested that. Trim low, remove characters with numerical value. Let's see what it will give. Non-printable. Okay, that's a lot of mess and we will not test that. But string to Boolean, everything except 0 or false, and empty string returns true. In strict mode, only 1 and true return true. Let's see. Alright, just stop. I will refresh. The Boolean extract return true. Seems good enough. To date, convert the input string to date or null if the input is not a date. To date. Okay, so it's using here's dash 2 numbers and then 2 numbers. Do you match return new? If match, it should catch this because 2 minus 1. But it's good starting point. To float number, the type string to float or not a number if. Come on. So it's checking if it is a number, then parse float, otherwise just return not a number. Chain convert is not an integer. Parse int, not a number. Okay. Trim characters white from both sides. We did it. Replace HTML encoded entities with. So that's backwards, what we had before. Replace all of these things. That's totally fine. Whitelist. Remove characters do not appear in the whitelist. Okay. I think it's really useful. Like, as you can see here, in some cases the function is totally fine and you can just use. Sometimes it is not full code. For example, with those currency codes, some codes were definitely missing, but it was including the main codes. When, for example, we tried to validate the image MIME types, then again, they were accepting, I think, XML or something, and probably you do not want to do that. But as a starting point, most of these functions are really good, and it definitely saves a lot of time. And in some cases like this, probably you can just take it, the code, copy paste to your place and try using that. So yeah, I think one of the initial things what Codex could be used for is to generate some code which otherwise would be hard to make, because either you need to Google a lot to get that regular expression right or something like that. And these validation functions are mostly really good. So yeah, hopefully this helps.